Debate Arena Sports Edition is recorded at the premises of Big League Sports and Games Lounge. Locate Big Leagues at Osu for a wonderful sports bar experience. Debate Arena Sports Edition is sponsored by Game Pack Games. Head on to their website www.gamepackgames.com and play for some big wins. Game Pack Games, more moolah, more power.
Ale, I see you chair.
Ade, what's up? How you dogging? What's up?
Me between me and you, I call you sir. Why? Where you put your phone?
Drive.
Where you put your phone?
I did drive. Then drive, you know, course.
Thank you for coming. We're going to see how it goes.
All the best.
Ronaldo Lima had a better World Cup career than Lionel Messi. Do you agree or disagree?
What be yawa about this? This be very obvious. For me, Ronaldo, original Ronaldo, as people like to call him, fantastic World Cup career. I think for Messi, before Qatar 2022, his World Cup career was challenging. For a player like Messi, it was very, very, very appalling. But he picked up. He had a very decent run, scoring in the group stages, round of 16, quarterfinals, and all the stages lead up to winning the World Cup for Argentina. But for me personally, I feel Ronaldo is ahead of him when it comes to the World Cup because he won the Golden Boot. He also won the World Cup twice, playing key roles. Even in '98, when they lost the final, people will argue, people will say that if Ronaldo had played the final in '98, Brazil would have won the tournament. But he wasn't available. I don't know what happened, if sickness, injuries, whatever happened. But he lost the final. He came back 4 years later in 2002, delivered. He scored twice in the final. He ended up with a Golden Boot. So for me, I feel you can say all you want about Lionel Messi's magic, the pass against Netherlands. I know you are going to hit on that. But for me, Ronaldo's World Cup career is ahead of Lionel Messi.
I disagree because the squad that Messi came to the World Cups with, when you look at the squad that Ronaldo had for all his World Cup tournaments, you can't compare that Brazil squad to Argentina squad. For all the squad that Messi had at World Cups, he was their main man. It looks like almost anytime they came to the World Cup, the whole team was built around him. But then with Ronaldo, he had players like Ronaldinho, Kaká, all supporting him. So for me, if you put Messi in that golden Brazil generation, Messi would have won like 3 World Cups. You can't deny that fact.
No,
I
understand your point. Perfect point. Ronaldinho, Kaká, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, all great players. But the mere fact that he was outsigning those players.
How many times?
Oh no, that's what 2002, he was the best player. They decided to give the golden ball to Oliver Kahn. Nobody knows why they took that decision.
They didn't decide.
No.
That's the fact. If he was, then he would have been the winner.
I know. But the fact that even Ronaldo outshone Ronaldinho at the Japan, Korea, that's a lot. His World Cup career I think is superior. Before 2014, he was the leading top scorer in the World Cup history. Miroslav Klose came to break that record. So I think Ronaldo, fantastic. Messi comes close. Messi comes close because of longevity. He's been able to play at 5 World Cups. That's a joint record. He played 26 matches. That's also fantastic. The record appearance in the World Cup history. Nobody disputes Messi's greatness. But I'm saying that even before Qatar 2022, Messi's World Cup was appalling.
That was before.
Per the standard a player like Messi has set for himself, and the biggest tournament in the whole world, and you are dropping before Qatar 2022, Messi did not have a knockout goal. Do you know that?
Okay.
You are saying okay. Do you know that?
Okay, I know. Okay, so like if Messi had that Brazil squad, do you think he wouldn't have the influence that you're talking about now?
Fair enough, but I mean, I didn't tell Messi that he should grow up in, or they should burn him as Argentina. I mean, that's not my problem.
No, that's why he had a better career than Ronaldo at the World Cup. Because when you
put
Messi in a squad that had likes of Higuain, Tevez, and then he still performs. You don't tell me someone who had Kaká and those generations, those squad behind him, a better player than Messi.
But you see, no disrespect to all these players you've mentioned, Higuain, and they were good players at club level. They were good players at club level.
Okay.
Whatever happens at the national team, I don't know. National team dynamics is very different. International football is different from club football. Players can have decent careers at their clubs and come to the international levels and be very, very bad. Nobody knows why. So I don't want to dispute. I don't want to disrespect Higuain and all that. You are trying to disrespect them to make a case. No. You are trying to disrespect those players to make a case for Messi. my
I don't make a case.
My argument is I don't care where he was born. You said you are an Argentine. You've grown up in Argentina. You are representing them. Your World Cup career compared to Ronaldo, bro, forget it. Ronaldo's ahead.
What's Ronaldo's biggest influence at the World Cup? What was his best tournament?
202.
And then
Korea, Japan. Even 98, he was one of the star players before the final.
Do you know Messi's 2022 World Cup alone cancels all that? Don't argue that.
Cancels all in what way?
Don't argue
that penalty tournament.
No.
So let's be
don't do that. Don't argue it.
Everything up.
Don't argue. He didn't just score penalty goals. The influence in matches.
Fantastic goals.
So don't just say penalty. The influence in matches that they played.
As you said, he was the main man.
So you can't overlook that fact.
But still, you can't convince me. You can't convince me.
Maybe sometime.
You can join me yet.
I'm not.
South Africa was a better World Cup host than Qatar. Do you agree or disagree?
Vuvuzela.
Of course. Of course.
No, South Africa, all jokes aside,
the best.
fantastic World
the
Cup.
vibe, the
energy. First time the tournament was coming to Africa, it came to Africa. The world were watching keenly. I think they wanted to see maybe Africa cannot host the tournaments very well, but South Africa delivered.
It was the best. For me, it was the vibe and the way the African teams came to the tournament, especially Ghana. It was the best. It was one of the tournaments that gave us some of the best matches. England versus Germany, where Lampard scored that goal and then was
disallowed. There was no bar at that time.
Of course. And then even the final, Spain versus Holland, Iniesta's last minute goal.
Yeah.
So for me, not just the matches that were played at the World Cup, but then the vibe around it. You understand the way the whole nation came to the party. When they are coming to support, they don't mind if it was Argentina playing. They were coming to support.
The numbers
so
at the stadium was
for me, that World Cup, and then the way they set up the media stands, they had over 15,000 media personnel in the country. So it was a projection of their culture. They took that opportunity. They realized that it was the whole world watching them. So they had a chance to showcase their culture to the whole world, not just football, but then the way they portrayed their culture to the world, it was nice. That was for me the best work. And not just that, the World Cup team songs, you understand?
Yeah, team songs.
I've watched a lot of World Cup, but then I can't sing all of them, their songs, apart from
I think
Give Me Freedom and then
Sticks is very, very, very attractive and very easy to sing as well. Also,
of course.
I think no disrespect to Qatar, fantastic World Cup. I think one city or Doha did a lot of the hosting of the tournaments. Moving was very easy for people who went there. But the vibe South Africa brought, you can't just take it away.
Their stadium vibe was serious. It was like every match the stadium was packed, and then the fans were very, very noisy. Like you couldn't hear even the referee. It was even when we were watching from home.
Yeah, you could feel that.
You felt you were there, especially Ghana versus the USA match. You felt like you were in the stadium.
Yeah, that was a very fantastic match.
Their commentaries were talking.
I thought you were going to mention Ghana Uruguay. No, I'll just leave the game.
The 2022 World Cup final, France versus Argentina, is the best football match ever. Do you agree or disagree?
For me personally, I've not witnessed a game like that before.
Really?
The game had everything. Mbappe hat-trick, Messi 2 goals.
How many years have you watched football?
Relax.
How many years have you watched football?
What kind of question is this?
How many years?
Oh, I've been watching football for a long time.
And that was your best game ever?
For me, that's what I'm saying, for me.
Okay.
And per the question. That's me, for me. The game had everything, so I'm building my point, relax. Mbappe hat-trick, Messi 2 goals, Kolowani chance. Martinez,
save.
greatest save ever. Bro, that save saved my life. that save saved my life, bro. Charlie, Colomwani. Hey! No, for me, I thought that match is very, very to be one of the greatest game the football world has ever witnessed. Because even the key commentators of the game, after the game, some were even shedding tears because the match they witnessed for 120. Oh, the Argentine commentators were cool. Not because Argentina.
That's because they can't
no. They were
relax.
some said tears because they hadn't witnessed a game like that before.
Okay.
For 120 minutes, Charlie, free flowing football. Not pack the bus. Yeah. Last minute Mbappe chance. Charlie, pack to pack. No, Charlie. That game. Which game are you going to mention?
Ghana versus Uruguay.
That's your greatest game.
No. I can compare that game to the one you're talking about. Football is about excitement, thrills, right?
But the Argentine
Drama.
game had everything. It had
It didn't.
everything. Drama, everything.
It didn't. To what point?
120 minutes of excitement.
Uh-huh.
When Argentina scored, I was excited.
Uh-huh.
Drama. When Kolmowani made the penalty, everything, there was everything in that game.
Okay.
Tell me one thing that can compare to your game you mentioned.
Okay.
Can compare to last year's game.
At what point, when Ghana was playing Uruguay,
Yeah.
did you ever think there was going to be a penalty at that minute?
As in penalty shootout.
Yes, no, for Ghana at that minute, at that point.
Oh no, that one I can't predict.
Okay.
I'm not Suarez. I don't know what Suarez will do at that
So
point.
even that incident,
But are you saying you could predict what happened in the game between Argentina?
look,
and
it was that was a final. So definitely, one has to lift the trophy. You
So you are
understand?
saying you could predict. No, but your game was also a knockout game.
Uh-huh.
One has to progress.
Okay, so relax. The question is, was it the greatest game you've ever, like the greatest football game?
Yeah.
Not,
For me.
Not just not just the World Cup.
No, not about World Cup.
Okay.
The greatest.
But there are some club games that have been played.
Which games?
Chelsea Man City 4-4.
Oh, let's be serious. Even Liverpool 4-4 Chelsea is even ahead of what they played recently. Oh yeah, of course. The Champions League.
You're talking about free flowing football.
Yeah, but I'm
end-to-end
saying that.
action.
No, I'm saying that.
No parking of buses.
No.
Okay,
Who
so
packed the bus? The 4-4 between Liverpool and Chelsea. Who packed the bus in 08 or so?
Chelsea
Who packed
did.
the bus? Chelsea packed the bus.
Yes.
The one Drogba scored.
Chelsea did.
Oh no.
It was pack the bus. It was pack the bus. See, when you're talking about great games, it's not about just the goals that comes. You understand? You get me? The moments in the games.
So which moment in a football game do you think supersedes that of Kolomwani's last minute chance?
I can tell you,
And that's it.
Manchester Barcelona Wembley final.
So which moment from that game?
David Villa's Keller.
Oh, Charlie.
Listen, at that point, the game was balanced. You get me?
Yeah.
Barcelona scored first.
But
Rooney
if you say the
equalized.
game was balanced, at that moment, if Kolomwani has scored, France
Football
would have-
is moments.
Yeah, so I say, so that moment, World Cup final, 100 and something minutes, over 120 minutes. Otamendi tries to clear that guy's head. You can't get to the ball, you try and reach the
But that's not the
last.
greatest football match of all time.
You can disagree with me.
That's not.
But for me, from the time I started watching football,
Bro,
I've
you
watched,
need to-
I've watched so many
bro,
matches. I've watched
no,
so many
listen.
matches. I've watched so many games. But I feel that particular match.
That's not. I can
But
give
you've
you.
not been able to mention any game that
I can give you
that
Mourinho's first Clasico.
that 5-0.
Yes. It was some great game. I don't even remember that game, do you?
I remember.
So-
it was on a Monday night. remember that
So
game.
if you're talking about free flowing football, there are so many games that have been played that it was like no parking of buses. Let's all play. I can tell you Tottenham versus Man City, Champions League semi-finals. Raheem Sterling last minute goal.
Yeah,
versus
that game
no.
was very, very, very
Okay.
exciting.
So there are games that I can bring on board that will surpass the one that you just mentioned.
I've not
You want
been
us to
able- you've not
mention?
been able to
I've
bring
mentioned
it.
like 3.
But you mentioned Barcelona 5-0 Real Madrid.
Okay, so that Tottenham versus Man City game.
Doesn't even come close.
That's a
Doesn't
lie.
even-
Why
no,
are you
That game
lying?
was exciting, but it doesn't even come close.
Why?
Bro, World Cup final.
Forget the World Cup final.
I understand.
See,
I understand
Is it
that.
the greatest football match ever? Not World Cup final.
Darling,
So now you agree with me?
It's mostly good time.
Lionel Messi did not deserve to win the 2014 World Cup Golden Ball. Do you agree or disagree?
Who said this question? Who said this question? Messi was the best player at the tournament, whether they like it or not.
Of course.
They gave him the golden ball. He deserved it.
Of course.
Case closed.
I disagree because Thomas Müller was the top goal scorer for that tournament. And he was given this award. If he was the best player, he would have won that award.
People were saying Manuel Neuer.
For what?
For what, dear? For what? For what?
Okay, why do you think Messi was the best player at that tournament?
He carried Argentina. As you said in one of your submissions.
So now you understand.
Oh,
he
relax.
carried the team.
I'm not backing you for that. I'm just using one of your,
I just my point
your
to,
points
okay.
to buttress my point as well. I'm saying that he carried the team. Argentina came into the tournament not as one of the favorites, although yeah, fantastic. Their qualifying round was exceptional. They topped their group, came in good form. But in the main tournament, you could see that they were not a finished product. They were struggling in some games. Even in their second games against Iran, it took Messi magic. That 90th
against Argentina.
That 90th minute
against
goal.
Nigeria, sorry.
Nigeria as well. He did fantastic free kick against Enyama. In the round of 16, the assist for Di Maria's goal against Switzerland. So you could argue that from the quarterfinals, his influence diminished and all that, but still, Argentina managed to qualify and they reached the final. And in the final, the only negative in Messi's performance in the final was the fact that he had a good chance that he failed to score. But at the end of the day, I think he was the best player at the tournament. He deserved it. No matter what anybody's going to say, he didn't deserve it. People were writing articles, they take the award, give him. If you own, go and collect.
Of course. And people's main argument is about the fact that Thomas Müller won the Golden Boot, so he should have been the best player. People need to understand that when you are the top scorer of a tournament, it doesn't make you the best player of the tournament. Someone can come into a tournament, score lots of goals, push, of course, like Harry Kane. Right. So you can score goals, but then you are talking about your influence in the team. You understand? Sometimes in some of the games, Messi didn't score, but then the way he played assists and then created chances, I think in one of the games against Nigeria, the goalkeeper had to go and hold him to see because
you want.
So of course, 2014, Messi was the best player, no doubt. Nobody can tell us any different thing, right?
I think we did more disagreeing than agreeing, or we disagreed more than agreeing, whatever the case may be. I think the only time we went on the same tangent is the Messi one. I know you're a Messi FC. I'm also a Messi FC. Whoever is watching, we don't care. If you're a Ronaldo FC, next time you can come and join us and you,
of course,
Fanta.
Yeah.
But for me, I still stand by the fact that the 2022 World Cup final is the greatest match I have watched. Whether you disagree or agree me, I don't care. Case closed.
I think those watching have a better view.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.